Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI IV as we are playing as the German Empire. So in today's episode we're going to be declaring war on Denmark, and somebody noticed something in the comments, and that's the fact that Belgium is currently guaranteeing Denmark's independence. They have their own faction, so that's the key here. That means that when we declare war on Denmark, they will join the Belgian faction, the South American coalition, which again is that faction with no actual South American countries in it. And so yeah, they'll automatically join that faction, which means they will not join the American faction. So that'll work out nicely, and that would pull Belgium into war as well, so we don't actually have to get that focus in order to declare war on them. Though you would need it for the attack on Luxembourg if we wanted to do that. Now, that also means it would be in our best interest when it comes to the democratic countries to try and get them all into this one war. Now, that's going to be difficult to do because the war with the Danish is starting in February, and we wouldn't be able to declare war on either one of them anytime soon. We would want to justify against them probably first, I think. I don't believe we could do both of them at the same time. It just would not be I mean, are we already doing two? We got to be doing two already because that's taking a really long time. We didn't do the Belgians. We got Denmark. Is there somebody else? Let me just double check here because it should be much shorter, you would think, in order to get the... Yeah, it's just the one. That's interesting. This is how much it would cost for three typically when you're trying to get 3 war goals at the same time. That's an incredibly long time, and in fact it's so long that it's probably better to just wait. It's kind of a bummer, because what I was thinking is that we could bring all the wars into this one here, so the Belgians will, pull them into the faction. Problem here is that we can't actually defeat Belgium. If we defeat them, then that, obviously will result in us winning against the entire faction. That's just Japan again. Also, looks like we got those cruisers done. So let's go ahead and first we should see if we're about to get anything soon. The torpedoes are going to be 34 days. I don't think we're going to wait on those guys. It's a little bit too long to wait. So let's just go ahead and get these constructed now. We want to add in the depth charges, which is what we've gotten. So those are the level 3 depth charges, giving us an okay depth charge attack now. That's not too bad. And I want to say, did we get the guns? Let me just double check on this. Oops, that's the wrong one there. But I feel like we got the guns as well. Okay, so let's go and get those updated too. Yeah, I assumed I would have gotten those. I had to redo the name here. But this is not even technically really how I build my attack cruisers. This is almost more of a support cruiser model. But yeah, let's go and get these guys designed and get a line of them built up. Again, we're just going to build one since we're constantly getting new stuff for them. Get the full 10 dockyards into them, and we'll go ahead and make sure they deploy right here. Alright, so that'll be done on April 9th, 1942. Alright, excellent. We should probably get that cruiser put into a task force. Bring them over here, our main task force. And yeah, that's just the submarines that we have here. These are the extras. We'll fill these in as we get ones that get sunk. We did get the improved anti-tank upgrades. So that's the medium cannon. We're not really using that anywhere, so we don't need to make any changes. We're in November, but we got other stuff we need to get, so I think we'll probably work on that instead. We also have a research bonus here, a 300% research bonus, so you can get that in 35 days, get some of our factories back. I think we're going to try and get the stuff finished up for the tanks here. So we're actually getting a 10% bonus here because Italy has already researched these. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the engines and the armor, so we can get those upgraded a little bit higher. Now, whether or not we'll actually upgrade anything, I mean, you don't really need any speed beyond, keeping them at the speed that we're currently at. But what I'm thinking is that with the heavy tanks, because again, we're just trying to make a beastly heavy tank there with no regards for production costs or the amount of resources we're using, which has actually been a problem for us. In fact, somebody mentioned something in the comments that we could actually do here. We could actually trade with the Greeks for their chromium. So with just one factory, because they're subject, we can get 49 resources here and thus get a bunch of our civilian factories back. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not entirely sure how much we'll get back, so let's just wait a second. And then we can just update this. There we go. So, I don't know, maybe 6 factories back. I didn't actually see that. But yeah, we got quite a few of them back. Yeah, if you did the math here, it would be about 6, I suppose. Yeah. Now, one issue with trading with your subjects is the autonomy gain that they get. So if we just looked at this here, I don't think we're trading with anybody yet, so it's not going to pump up here. But yeah, well, yeah, it's already popped up, as you can see here. Subject exporting to Overlord, 0.98, and we just started. When you're trading for that many resources, this results in their autonomy going up like incredibly quickly. All right, so let's go ahead, and we can't get this because the Union of Britain cannot have completed the focused decolonization. Well, that's interesting. See, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, that makes sense. You can't do the break the Anglo-French colonial hegemony if the British have given up all their colonies. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess it's a good thing we're getting the Belgians in to the war this way. Because, yeah, we can't do this, which means you can't do that one either. And then you can't do this one here, and that's kind of the biggest bummer. Now, I wonder if these are bypassed at all. Like, can we look for a bypass? Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a bypass. So yeah, I can't do them. But yeah, the real bummer here is that you can make Alsace-Lorraine into a core. So that's always nice. Change the name as well. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer that we won't be able to do that, basically. Alright, well, it's good to know. And, you know, we'll just have to get the, you know, the war goal against Luxembourg if we decide to attack them with the traditional manner. Again, with these ones here, there's not really anything all that beneficial for us. So we can expand the dockyards if we just wanted 4 dockyards, but I think it's better to get some of this other stuff over here first. Like land doctrine, research bonuses would be nice, army experience nice, air experience is great. A research bonus for radar would be helpful, because the 1942 radar unlocks soon. So yeah, let's go and get the air innovations first, so we can make use of that, and the air experience will also help us with the air doctrines. And then I guess we'll do the land one. But yeah, I'm really glad that they'll be joining this other way. If they do, I think they might automatically get pulled in when they have the guarantee. And Manchukuo claims Indochina. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know that I've ever seen Manchukuo do that. And we set them to stay loyal. That's interesting. Which treaty just ended? They defeated Mexico. So one of the things I was a little worried about is we wouldn't have the points to do everything that we're trying to do here because the Americans got so many points from that war. In fact, I was going to bomb, and I just forgot to set this up. I was going to bomb from here. We'd have to build an airbase first. I don't even know if we would have got it built in time. But yeah, we could have built an airbase here and then bombed Venezuela to get some war participation points, but I didn't do that. But you can see that they are part of the peace treaty, Venezuela and Peru. So maybe with Mexico in there, maybe this will result in the Americans focusing on this. And we can hope that they'll focus on these American countries and let us do what we want. Now, it would behoove us to probably take this from the Dutch. This was occupied, by the way, by our puppet, Spain. The Spanish came in here and occupied this. I noticed that before we started recording. So this is in our possession, so we can get it for you know, much cheaper than we would be able to if it wasn't in our possession. I really think we should get it because we've already seen that aluminum is getting short. So it makes sense to make that into a German colony. Now, Venezuela has all this oil, so you can make the argument to go for them, but I feel like, you know, we got to get the stuff that we originally intended to get. So therefore, we have to go after Estonia, and we have to go for the Netherlands. Now, with the Dutch, I feel like all German peoples can be annexed. So we've already annexed Austria, for instance, and they're kind of a Germanic people here. We do have the Czechs. You know, we've taken over Bohemia. So we do have them, and they're not, you know, they're not a Germanic people, but some of this territory, obviously the Sudetenland had a lot of Germans. Really, the reason why we took that is just so that the borders would look better. Because with the way they look when Czechoslovakia exists is kind of strange. So with that exception, I don't think we'll be taking much territory that isn't German or Germanic in some sense. So that would include the Dutch. I think they're kind of, in their languages, fairly similar, but not, you know, Belgium. but it would include the Swiss, because, you know, they have 3 languages they speak here, French, Italian, and German, but, you know, they were part of the Holy Roman Empire. And so I guess you could kind of make it based on that as well, that we're kind of, you know, determining our new borders based on the Holy Roman Empire. The Dutch were originally part of the Holy Roman Empire. I think Belgium was as well, because remember at one time this was all Netherlands before they rebelled, you know, broke away. And that was in the 19th century, 1800s. And, you know, the Swiss were part of the HRE. Northern Italy was as well. So I suppose you could make the argument to take that. And then you can make that same justification for Bohemia, because they are part of the HRE. They may not be Germanic, but they were the only kingdom in the HRE, the Kingdom of Bohemia. So you can make that argument to keep them as well. Of course, Austria was part of the HRE. So yeah, I think that's the way we'll kind of do it. And so we can take over the Netherlands and Switzerland. But obviously with Estonia, we'll be adding them to Ostland. Makes the most sense to add that to them. I don't know how much we're going to be able to do, guys, before we run out of points. Yeah, there's just not a lot we can do here. This would be pretty cheap to add that to Ostland, most likely, but even then... Yeah, even then it's going to be kind of expensive. I don't think we have to worry about anybody else but the Americans doing stuff, guys. So let me just see here how cheap it would be to give Ostland this territory. It's actually more expensive to give it to them than it would be to take it ourselves. Yeah, look at this. 63 and 52. Even though they have cores there. And that's largely because we're the ones occupying it. No, you know what? I could have swore they were occupying some of this. So I'm not entirely sure why it's so much cheaper. But basically, what this comes down to is that it's cheaper for us to annex it and then to give it to them. Yeah, so that's the way we'll have to do it. Let's start with the Dutch and see what we can get. We've already seen that we can only get that one. Yeah, you can't even get that one. So we can take this, but yeah, it's going to look really strange if the Americans like puppet them or something. Again, I'm really hoping they focus on the Americas. And then, of course, Bulgaria apparently joined the war sometime last episode, and they got quickly conquered. I didn't see that. But obviously, we're going to leave that up to the Italians, I think. We'll see what we can do there, but for right now, we want to... we can't do anything. Wow, we can get this one here. The 17-pointer, that's it. All right, there's also the Dutch East Indies. But I'm not really too interested in getting involved over here. We could, of course, use the rubber. That would be great if we just annex them. But, you know, this is not that many points. I was going to say, but I wanted to focus on Europe here. But even if we just took this cheap one here in Borneo, that would be 108 rubber and 7 oil, so that would fix a lot of our issues. And of course, we can always establish colonies as Germany. You know, Germany wanted a colonial empire prior to World War I. That was a big part of Wilhelm's goals, was to try and build a colonial empire, which of course he was opposed to. You know, the British and the French opposed him in that. So yeah, I think that makes sense for us to establish colonies. I'm okay with that. Can we take this with it? We cannot. But yeah, here in Europe, for the most part, if it's not part of the HRE, we'll probably subjugate them. With a few exceptions, for temporary exceptions, like Belarus and Ukraine, we might want to annex that temporarily, keep it for ourselves, so that when we invade Russia, we keep that territory. I don't know. It might go into our hands anyway if these are all subjects, but yeah, that's all we can do, guys. So let's see what the Americans do. They created a supervised state in Estonia. Of course they did. Of course they did. Wow. I knew they were going to do some stupid crap like that. That sucks. All right, so we like have to conquer this first, so we can at least give it to Ostland. Yeah, that's kind of irritating they did that. And that would be really expensive for them, too. And so now you have a little supervised state here in Estonia. The AI, man, they always are messing things up. And they're probably going to want to do the same here. Actually, we don't want them to subjugate them. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do here, guys. Unless no matter what, they're going to get something. This would be cheaper for them, though, because Estonia will have cores here than this would be. So, because, you know, we occupy all that. I don't know, guys. I think no matter what, it's not going to work out the way I want. Can we get this? We cannot. How about that? Oh, that's even more expensive. There is some rubber there, and you can get that for the 25 points. I suppose we could take that to solve all of our rubber issues. We no longer have any rubber problems. Well, I'll take that back. We might have some rubber problems eventually, but a lot of our rubber issues would be dealt with. The aluminum issues are dealt with this colony, and then, you know, still got some problems like tungsten and chromium, but for the most part, we got some of the major issues dealt with. So yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. That's all we can do with the points that we currently have, I believe. And we're not going to be able to subjugate them right now. I can look real quick how much points they want to puppet Bulgaria. It's 132. It's going to be expensive. Watch the Americans do that as well. They're just going to mess up this treaty all around. Let's go and enter turn, see what the Americans do. They liberated Belize. Okay, that's because this is the kind of stuff I thought they would do. Do stuff in the Americas, damn it. So that's right over here. Yeah, they haven't even dealt with Mexico. We could maybe puppet Mexico because they're over here puppeting Estonia. It feels fair if I puppet Mexico. But let's first get our other stuff done. Obviously, we've got to get... we're going to have to pass. How many points? Yeah, we're getting barely anything right now. They changed the government of Peru. Does that mean Peru is done? No. It's basically like a satellite supervised state type thing. Yeah, they supervised state. Okay. So we can get one. No, we can't even get one. That's how few points we have. Alright, so now they've done what? Venezuela. It's just so few points. That's the problem, guys. America dominated that treaty. So yeah, now they just did the Dominican Republic. We can take this, but not this one. We'll get what we can, guys. We'll go ahead and take that, and then I'll see if I can do anything else. Like with the Dutch East Indies. Looks like that's going to be a no, guys. I mean, we could take some of this over, but none of it's really all that helpful, unless you're getting that one. So you can't do the 53-pointer. Is there anything else really to do? I don't think so, guys. Yeah, if we can't take that, and Bulgaria, we already know, is too expensive as well. So that's going to be it, unless you just wanted to... We can't even puppet Mexico, they're 760. So yeah, we can do that just to get this, but I'm worried about them subjugating the Dutch. Oh, we can do this now. Alright, so that's not a problem. Alright, excellent. So we'll do that, and can't puppet Bulgaria. How about taking this? No. So that's going to be it for us, guys. So let's go ahead and return. At least we've dealt with the Dutch. And you can see they did come over here to the Dutch East Indies. Yeah, it's so irritating. I was really hoping they would focus on the Americas, and that's not what they've done. They haven't even messed with Mexico at all yet. And of course, Venezuela and Peru's not done. They're all up. They're just all up in our sphere of influence. I mean, maybe this isn't our sphere of influence, but it kind of is. We took this territory, so it is now. So we can't take that. We don't have the points. Still can't take it. Yeah, we're getting our butts kicked on these points here, guys. Alright, so they're not really taking territory for their subjects. They're really just grabbing up all the subjects while they can. And the AI does often like to focus on that. So maybe it would be in our best interest to go ahead and puppet Bulgaria. Now, you could give this territory to somebody, but I don't know who you'd give it to. Like, Romania's a puppet, and they don't have cores here anyways. There's really no justification for giving it to Romania. You could give it to Italy, but that kind of looks a little strange. I mean, I guess you could give it to them. They are the ones that conquered it. So you could give them that territory there. I think it just makes sense, though, to have another subject right here. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I think we'd want to puppet them, but that's obviously not an option. We can puppet them now. So we'll go ahead and do that to stop the Americans from doing it. And they are now taking territory for their subjects. Alright, excellent. So we'll go ahead and puppet the Bulgarians, and then I'm going to see if we can't grab that. We cannot. Alright. So I think that means we need to end the turn. Yeah, there's not really anything else for us to do. So we'll end our turn. And they're taking territory for the Dutch East Indies. The cheap territory, of course. Alright, so we're going to need to pass again, and then we can take this. Alright, excellent. So that's Sumatra giving us the aluminum, the rubber, and the oil. Yeah, that's fantastic. So we're going to be doing pretty good now. Still going to be short on tungsten and chromium, I believe. I don't think we really annex much that gives us either of those resources. Yeah, you're not really getting much here, except for I think some steel. Yeah, 48 steel. So yeah, that's not going to fix those issues, but a lot of the other shortages have been dealt with. Let's see if we can't get some stuff for Bulgaria. Looks like that's a no. Okay, so we're gonna have to end our turn again. And yeah, they're taking all the islands in the Dutch East Indies. I think we might let them have the rest, if there's anything even left. It looks like everything has been dealt with here. Okay, so yeah, I was just gonna let them keep the rest anyways, because it doesn't really have that many resources. So at this point, we're just trying to get Bulgaria to get that rest of that territory for them. So we're able to get one. That is it. Yeah, that's all we can do for them. All right, so let's just pass. They can't like do anything here besides annexing it, I suppose. They're working on Mexico right now, so we should be able to get all this. All right, well, we want to get the coastal territory first so that the Americans don't annex it. There's a possibility they could. So we'll just take these two for now. And can we get this last one? We can for ourselves, but we want to get that to Bulgaria. All right, so I believe that's it. Yeah, there's nothing left here. So peace treaty didn't go quite the way I wanted it. I think the most frustrating part of it was Estonia here. We got the Republic of Estonia, so that's a little bit irritating. But at least they're not on the border with Russia, so there is that. So we took this for ourselves, and thus we can go ahead and grant it to Ostland. Or we can keep it for ourselves just temporarily and then eventually grant it to them. That'd be an option as well. They can make better use of it though, since it's a core territory. But yeah, what it might kind of work out for us is if we keep it so that we can push forward into Russian territory, and then we'll give it back to them later, is what I'm thinking. And we'd do the same thing with Belarus and Ukraine. We'd annex them and then later release them. Just so that when we push forward, all this goes into our hands, which it might be the case anyway because they're subjects. Sometimes it's unreliable. Typically the way it works though is if it's an allied territory and you invade from their territory, then they get control of it. If it's a subject territory and it's not a core, then you get control of it as the master. But if it is a core territory, which I don't think that should be the case with any of this territory, shouldn't be any of these guys' cores here. If it's not core territory, then it goes in your hands. If it is core territory, it goes in their hands. So that's the way it's supposed to work, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just goes into random hands, and it's just unpredictable. You just don't know. We can do some decisions down here that we want to do. Military parade, and there's also one about donating fighters to Bulgaria. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I mean, it's only 12 fighters, but it's not really necessary, I don't think. Is there anything else we need to do here now that we've gotten the peace treaty? I don't think so. Yeah, we got all this territory here occupied, so good to go on that front. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to do. That's the main thing we took. Resources. That's one thing we got to do. We don't need to trade for rubber anymore. In addition, if we're building anything for rubber, unless it's like made good progress, because yeah, we're good on rubber and oil now. These are just about done, so might as well finish them. But yeah, at this point, there's really no reason to even build those anymore, since we're looking pretty good. And I think that's it. That's all we have that we can pull back on. So still need to trade for the tungsten, still need to trade for the chromium, guys. But rubber solved. Aluminum's not as good as I thought it would be. Now maybe we could build the infrastructure up there. I bet it's really low, and so building it up would probably get us a ton of, yeah, you're gonna get 19, so might as well do that. So build the infrastructure there. Also, you can build the infrastructure over here for even more rubber and oil. And now we just have to hope that nobody wants to attack us for this. The only people I can think that would want to is Japan, but in their current direction they're going, the focus tree, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and build this up because you can get like a lot of resources here. Now this one's already pretty built up, but yeah, this is going to solve all of our issues. And remember, we're also going to get civilian factories for all that trade, because everybody's going to want to trade for our rubber now, and our oil, and our aluminum. And so we're going to get all the civilian factories through trade. We did get the advanced light tank chassis, and we're going to use this next research lot to get the engines. Do we want to go ahead and design those now, or do we want to wait until we get the engines and armor done? I don't know that we'll need it. We'll take a look real quick and see if we even need it. Again, I wish that they kept some of this updated. I guess some of it is, but yeah, I wish they did it the way the ships do it, where like whatever the latest ship model has, it'll often like keep some of that in here. Just kind of helpful. So yeah, we're gonna keep. I think we'll keep the riveted armor. I mean, production cost isn't that high. We might have been on welded armor before. but it does boost armor quite a bit. I think we had the rivet armor because we were trying to keep production costs low, but you know, this shouldn't be too bad if we went into welded armor. It's such a big difference when it comes to the armor. So I think we will go ahead and change that up. And then over here, we had the Christie suspension for the speed bonus, which makes sense for the light tanks. So I think that's it down here with our gun. I believe we had the improved automatic cannon for the high soft attack, the 20 soft attack, and I think we're going to keep that. Here we have, what do they have set up here? The one-man turret. Obviously we don't want that. We're going to go with, I mean, it's such a big boost here in breakthrough. If you look at it for the cost, it's 0.25 and it's 4 breakthrough. I don't really know you can get that much breakthrough for that production anywhere else. I mean, even here with the armor, you know, with 0.20, you're getting 1.2 breakthrough. Just a huge difference. So yeah, I feel like that's really worth it. So we'll go with it, and it's pretty cheap overall. So we'll go with the 3-man turret here, and then we're going to want to get the radio, of course. And then with the special modules, so I think we're going to go ahead and get 1 additional machine gun and probably the armor skirts, because it's a 0.5 production cost and you're getting breakthrough in armor. And while, you know, it's light tank, so it doesn't need a lot of armor. So, you know, we're not going to get like the sloped armor plus 20% on armor, which is not a big jump for a 20% production cost. So we're probably not going to get that. But with this, that's worth it for the production costs, I think. I think that's a good investment there. So let's get the armor skirts and the additional machine guns. And then what we'll want to do is leave the last slot open based on where the reliability is sitting after we do all these boosts here, because we got to get this up a lot higher. We'll probably want to boost the armor a little bit as well. Oh, we don't have a ton of experience here, guys. Yeah, we're unfortunately short on experience and not going to be able to get it finished. Reliability is still looking pretty good, so we're probably going to be able to put like another additional machine gun on here for more soft attack, which we're trying to get this boosted for the light tanks, since that's the main thing they need here really, is soft attack and always breakthrough. Breakthrough is always helpful for any attacking units. So yeah, we'll just have to save it like this. It's always not finished. It's probably not even better than the ones we're currently building at this point. Maybe. Hard to say. Probably not though. So we're just going to save it as is, and then we'll continue to build it out once we get more experience. But what I'm thinking is kind of show you here. So you want to get up to the 12 kilometers, so probably putting like, because this will show us how much experience we need here. So get like a little bit more armor and of course breakthrough. We always want more breakthrough and armor. We don't want production costs to get too high. Lower than 15 for sure. The reliability is still pretty solid there, so you could just put like the additional machine guns on there and then just get it back up to 12. Yeah, because reliability is not too bad. So this is what I'm thinking, guys. So 10 engine, 6 armor, and the additional machine guns. And then you're at a production cost of 13, so obviously much higher than our current light tank, but still not too bad. Not as high as I've gotten before in the past with some of the light tank designs I've done. But yeah, I think this will be pretty solid. Armor is not bad for a light tank. And breakthrough is fantastic, and decent soft attack. So yeah, I like this. I think this is the way we're going to go. And reliability, most importantly, is very, very high as well. In fact, you could even play around with that a little bit because it is so high. I don't think we really have anything we could take off for that. Yeah, not really. Yeah, reliability is pretty good when you count the maintenance companies. We'll be at 100%, essentially, because we're getting that one maintenance company upgrade. And you don't get any bonus for being above 100%. It says right there, reliability has no effect above 100%. So with the maintenance companies, we'll be above 100%. So this is actually pretty solid. In fact, it's, you know, if it wasn't production costs, I would say let's actually upgrade this a little bit more with the engines, just get more breakthrough and stuff. Or excuse me, with the armor. Since you do have a little bit of reliability to play around with, I think it's fine. Though we'll do it like this. But obviously we have to tick this down a bit. We'll just go ahead and save this, and then we'll come back and design it here in a little bit. We'll probably want to get rid of some of these designs. They're getting all crowded in here. So yeah, we'll get rid of some of these. Alright, so we'll upgrade that soon, once we get a bit more experience. And remember, the war is supposed to start with Denmark in February. We got the advanced ship torpedo launchers. Really a bummer we couldn't get those eastern countries started on the war goals, but yeah, it'd just take too long, 240 days. It's just better to wait until you're done with Denmark with the way that's working. So we've already got the guns, the torpedoes, the depth charges, and the armor. And I want to say that's it, right? For the actual equipment. And so if that's it, we can just work on passive bonuses. Because again, we are going to keep this one slot for the naval techs. We're going to keep that as is. So I think the first passive bonus that we're going to want to go ahead and get, and one nice thing about not getting destroyers is there's 2 less techs that we have to research. You don't have to get the hulls, and then you don't have to get their guns. So that's been real helpful. But yeah, I think what we're going to get is the diesel-powered emergency pumps. And we probably don't want to spend experience on this. Would be nice to get it quicker, but we need the experience for ship designs and the naval doctrines. We've barely gotten any of those. I think we've gotten like one naval doctrine. So yeah, we need to save that experience, I think. This will easily be enough troops to push through here. And here, we can try and keep them alive so that we can get the war goals here, but the problem is our allies are just going to invade and push through here. The Italians will come pump troops over here. I guess we could not pull them in to that war. One issue with that, though, is you'd have to pull them in once you try to declare war on one of these countries here, because you'd have to at least pull in your subjects. Yeah, so that you can actually invade that territory. So we got an Italian-German technology treaty. Italy suggests an exchange of technology and ideas that will bring our nations closer and make us both stronger. So we can say an excellent suggestion. We'll get a research bonus for Mountain Infantry 2 and 2 small research bonuses for Naval Doctrine. Or we say no. I'm absolutely okay with that. They'll probably get research bonuses for tanks. I'm not sure whether maybe some type of plane model. I'm not sure what the other bonus, but definitely research bonus for tanks. Maybe land doctrines, perhaps, since we got the naval doctrines. So yeah, we got some nice research bonuses. That's always helpful to have. So February will be coming up here soon. We did get the heavy tanks, so if we wanted to get them into combat over here for the first time, you can see we're already having supply issues, so we should probably pull back some of the light tanks. Do we still have that line over here? We do. We can put them over there, or we can put them over here. We currently have 6 divisions there, though, so could cause some supply issues. But yeah, let's just take these 2 tanks here and see if that will help with the supply. Now, given those heavy tanks are going to take a lot of supply up, what we do want to make sure is that the heavy tanks are on this side here. And it looks like there's still some issues here, so let's just take another light tank and bring them over here. And hopefully that doesn't stretch the supply over here. Yeah, you see we're still a little bit short. It's not like a huge deal. So I think we'll be alright to leave them here. Because it's not like a huge shortage. And I mean, we're going to win that battle anyways. We're not even at war anymore, so we should have been training up our ships instead of having them do the patrols and stuff that they're currently doing. We're going to leave them as is for right now, guys, because the war's going to be starting soon. And then we'll throw the rest of the ships out there, too. And we'll also put our planes out there. In fact, we might have planes that don't need to be flying. Nope, just the naval bombers. Okay. So yeah, just waiting to get this war goal here, which again, we get it this month, the 11th, to be precise. We got the advanced armor protection. All right, fantastic. So do we have the experience to finish up those light tanks? I feel like we do. I've added all that stuff so I could see how much I needed, and then I don't remember how much it was. So it didn't need help. Yeah, I don't think we'll need the advanced engines, though. Yeah, I don't think we'll need that for these light tanks. So should be good to go on that front, and we can start getting 1942 techs. So let's start with the advanced computing machine, I think. 207 days to knock that out, get that research bonus. And let's go ahead and see if we can't finish up these light tanks. The Leopards is what they're currently called. All right, so this looks solid. I did say that we could go up if we wanted to because we had the reliability, but we actually don't. Because with the light tanks, we don't have maintenance companies. That's the heavy tanks. Only the heavy tanks have maintenance companies, apparently. I thought we had them for the light tanks. We do not. So in this case, yeah, reliability is where we want it to be at then. So we're not going to make any further adjustments. This looks pretty solid for a light tank. Let's go ahead and save it. And then we're going to want to replace this line of light tanks that we currently have. And get the Leopard A's out there. Obviously going to lose a ton of efficiency there. That's okay. We're going to keep the 10 factories in there to get those updated. It'll take a long time to get all those tanks out there. Alright, so that looks pretty good, guys. Alright, so trying to get to this war here. A couple more days. We are facing some high levels of resistance. We could use a spy to try and tick that down some, but I think we're alright for right now. So yeah, we could wait to declare war like for the longest amount of time till like you know, obviously we don't want to get too close to April 12th because then we lose the war goal. But what we could do, just so we can get closer to this, and this should now be, yeah, it's gonna be 160 days now. I think it's just longer over here periods. Maybe it wasn't counting it. Alright, well that's unfortunate. So yeah, it probably didn't save much time by not doing it while we were doing Denmark. Yeah, I don't think we saved a whole lot of time. It was a lot, those 240, so it might have been 80 days, might have been less, might have been more, I'm not entirely sure, but it's not going to be a big difference here. But yeah, we can go and work on that, and let's just want to go and work on them at the same time. Yeah, 185 days here. Okay, so it's like just them that are really expensive for some reason. Because yeah, that's the cost we'd pay for two, so what we can do is go ahead and get these two, and try and get as close to that as possible. So one's in July and one's in August. And so not declare war until like, I don't know, maybe April 1st, so April Fool's Day. They won't believe that we're invading right before we lose the war goal. Because remember, we got to try and keep the Belgians in for as long as possible. And while we can just not invade them, we can't stop our allies from invading. And they might do naval invasions here, and that causes all kinds of problems. So, and then they're getting the war participation there. So it's just not, it's not good. Again, we won't pull them in. So, I mean, you got that, but you never know what can end up happening. Because, like, I'm not sure if they'll get, here's where my issue is, guys. Because you can say, okay, I'm going to attack Denmark. Don't bring in my allies. But then the Belgians attack us. And I want to say that might give them a, I don't remember if it gives them a call to war to defend your ally, Germany. So I'm not sure how that works. That's the reason why I'm unsure on that. If they'll be able to just join or not once the Belgians declare war on us. So we're going to go ahead and get the Army Innovations 2 next. And because of that focus, we now have enough air experience to go ahead and get the Hunt and Destroy air support mission efficiency plus 20%. So again, we're going to try and get to April before we declare war on Denmark. And start this conflict up with them and Belgium. And then we just gotta keep the war going until the summer, basically. We did decrypt the Russian cipher, excellent. So, I mean, I doubt we're about to get anybody done in time. Maybe Ukraine. They're the largest of our enemies here, so it makes sense to go after them. Let me just double check and see how many troops they have compared to Belgium. You'd think they would have more because they're have a larger population, but they also haven't been around as long. So 15 to 33 here. I think they probably spawned with more than that. So yeah, they definitely have the larger army. So they're the ones that we'll get the cipher on. I imagine this will take a while though. Yeah, 219 days. So might not actually have it for the war, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do there, guys. We do have quite a few days before we declare war on them. That's August, so I mean that's a lot of days. So you might have it for maybe not the beginning of the war, but for the war. All right, so we did get both of these. I don't think we're gonna make any changes here. When's the next heavy tank? 1943. We could go ahead and boost up the armor. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, guys, since we don't care about production costs. Just make an adjustment to that heavy tank that we're currently using. So over here, let me see what kind of equipment we can get here. See if there's anything for the tanks. That's an improved medium cannon, which I think we already have that. This is the improved high velocity cannon. So that's great for anti-armor. All right, so we don't really have to have any of these for the tanks. And thus we might want to go ahead and start getting more of these because we are behind, guys. There's the infantry equipment too. We're going to want to get that built. So much stuff, basically, that we need. Let's go after the infantry equipment, then. Look at that first. All right, let's take a look at those heavy tanks. And see if we really do want to spend the production costs. That's right, the problem is reliability. Okay, so yeah, that's the problem. We could tick this up now and, like, really boost up. Oh, that's the highest we can get it at. That's level 17. So yeah, you wouldn't even have to do it. So you could do this here and just boost it by a little bit. That's 14.5 more armor and 8.4 more breakthrough. But look at your reliability. It just keeps getting worse. So I feel like because of reliability, that's really our limiting factor at this moment, since we don't care about production costs. So we will wait. We wait until we get the next model heavy tank. We won't build any more of those. Reliability is already too low. Now we do have the maintenance companies. I think we're currently working on level 2. Already have level 2, excuse me. So that's a 10% bonus. And so, you know, you're at 60-something%. That brings you up to 70-something%. But even that's pretty low, guys. So we have about 2 more weeks or so, and then we'll declare war on Denmark. They don't really have that many troops here, and they're protecting their ports, which is interesting. Let me make sure nobody else is guaranteeing them. Nope, just Belgium. All right, so we'll have to find them. And let me make sure there's nobody else in this faction. I didn't see any notifications, but it's good to double check on that. We did get the logistic company 2. Excellent. We're going to keep this 1 research slot invested on trying to get these updated. We'll go for the field hospital 2s next, I think. Yeah, we're going to get those. But yeah, the logistic company will help us out here on the Danish front, since we were having supply issues, and you can see those supply issues are now gone. We really don't need to be here because we're not going to attack across the river there. So yeah, we don't actually have to have a unit there. I wonder if we could send more troops over here now. We might be able to. And we have more troops here that I assume are done training. Yeah, you got several troops here done training. So yeah, if we just put a couple more infantry over here, let me see if that stretches the supply. But we're doing much better now because of the, oh well, looks like we got too many troops over here, don't we? Yeah. Alright, so what we'd have to do is take out maybe some of the tanks over here since we're not yet going to attack. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Just take out, or just do like 3 and bring them over. Well, you'd have to bring them into a different army. Just bring them over here for now. Or you can even leave them there, since there's no supply issues there. Yeah, we'll do that. So we're not getting the penalty for having too many divisions in that army. We did get the extra resources. That'll be helpful. We don't need to focus so much on getting the rubber. I know it's a 300% bonus, but I mean, rubber's not an issue anymore. So we'll get the assembly line production instead. Up that production. And here, I almost want to get some civilian factories, since we do still have to trade for the chromium and tungsten. And I think getting the extra civilian factories would be helpful for the trade. We haven't built any for some time, and we don't have anywhere near as many as some of the other major powers do. So you know what? Let's just build a few more civilian factories for trading purposes, because we're trading so many away. I know we have a lot of lines right now, but you know, we keep building military factories, which is what I intend to do. And then we're going to run out of those resources. We're going to have to keep trading and giving up lots of our civilian factories. Now we don't want to build there. Yeah, we want to build in these 100% locations that are core territory first. And then in like the 80% locations. Alright, so that looks pretty good. That should keep them busy for a little while. Radar. I did forget we need to update this. So we would want to probably put the radar above the factories there. Don't really need to get it there. Could put it here though. So on the peripherals of our empire, we'll want to get those fully upgraded. And also, if we really want some assistance covering over here, we could build that up. I don't expect to be over here, so we won't do that. But in the Atlantic, there could be some involvement here. So it would be helpful, I think, to build that up. So let's go ahead and put all these just above the military factories. There we go. Beautiful. And we have a decision. We can develop some oil fields. I feel like we're really good on oil right now, but we're also stacked on political power. But what we'd probably want to use that political power for is for changing autonomy. This can get kind of expensive. Now, of course, we're not really in a situation to change anybody's autonomy right now. awesome because we built there. We are moving them towards integrated puppet, and I don't want to annex them, but I would like to make them all integrated puppets. And the reason why is because with integrated puppet, you get some of their civilian and military factories. You get most of their military factories, actually. And say you just get a bunch of their industry, so that's quite helpful. So yeah, I could see doing that. We could move more troops over here. I don't know if supply will be an issue, but yeah, we can move some more infantry over here. So probably want to get like 3 more over there, and then get, I don't know, 3 more over here, and then we'll just see if that stretches the supply out too much. And if it does, then we're gonna need to build some more stuff over there. I feel like we should be good with that one supply hub we built. So we finished building that other light cruiser. Alright, so we actually need to change that design. I don't know why I closed that, but we need to change this design again. So we'll go with the C here. We got the torpedoes at the very least. Did we get anything else though? I think that's it. So yeah, we're just going to save this, have some better torpedoes on there. Torpedo attack is going to be up by 9. And I think that's it. Yeah, no better radar, no better anti-air, anything. So let's go and save that and then get these building. And I believe we can build more than one for now. Because I don't know when we're going to get the next light cruiser models. It's what, 1944? That's when those unlock. So it's going to be a while. Alright, awesome. So we'll start working on that cruiser. Also, we can go ahead and take any ships that we have here and get them out there. I'll put this guy over here. And then we'll take this light cruiser. And you know what? We have not been training these. So, I mean, I've been waiting for this war. We almost missed it, guys. If I had hit play, we would miss it. We would have lost the war goal. Because I meant to do it on the 1st. And it expires on the 12th. Wow, got really lucky there, guys. So let's turn this down. And, yeah, let's be thankful that I didn't mess that up. So, let's go and get all these guys out there. Because we're going to declare war now. So we're going to go and have them patrolling. We're going to have them doing the strike force. Because Denmark and Belgium might have a small fleet. They could have a small amount of surface ships. And last time we saw we had some issues because I didn't have any other ships out there. I thought I put these guys over here. Apparently not. Alright, so just want to make sure that they join this fleet here. And I think we're good to go for now. We already got all these guys out there patrolling. They've been doing it the whole time for, you know, it was completely pointless just using fuel, but we have a lot of it, so it's not a problem. Let's go and declare war. We're not going to call the Allies in, and we'll see if Belgium joins. And hopefully they do, because otherwise there's the threat of the Americans pulling them into the faction. Alright, so we're going to want to do this invasion as quickly as we can. And remember, we can't attack here until the summer, so we won't be able to invade until Belgium until after that. Or that's the goal. We'll see if it actually ends up working out, guys. I can't say. So we're going to want to send all the tanks forward. And then, like, probably not send all the infantry. And then what I should have done is I should have kind of micromanaged this front so we're not attacking across a river here. And yes, they did join. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought if you guaranteed them, it just kind of automatically happened that way. And so they're now at war with us, and that should bring them into the faction. They should join the Belgian faction. And this should all work out. Yep, there we go. Exactly the way we wanted it to. Alright, so let's send all the tanks over to these fronts. And let's get these guys going here, and these going here. And so again, this should be a nice, quick invasion. We have our ships out there, but I did not put the planes anywhere. I always forget about these damn planes. So let's go and get these guys out there. So we want these ones doing air superiority and close air support, them doing naval strike. We'll do naval strike here too, even though it's probably not necessary. And we already have the ones doing naval strike here. So that'll give us control of the skies. And we can actually stop defending that. Alright, let's go and take these 2 locations here. And we need to get across here. So let's go and take these 2 tanks and get them going over there now. And we're going to also take a heavy tank and have him go over there too, even though heavy tanks are not very good crossing these, but it's fine. We could have them wipe out these guys, but it's kind of an easy task, I feel. And then we'll want to take some infantry and have them go across there as well. So we'll attack here and here. And then what we'll want to do is just have a light tank go this way. Can we get another border here? We cannot. Alright, so we want to go ahead and like make sure these light tanks stay here. Go across, please, with you guys. And we already got those military factories from them. So let's go ahead and put this. I'm not entirely sure what we need. I don't think there's much of anything outside of tanks, so we'll probably just want to pump into those. Now, one problem that's been one reason why I haven't wanted to pump too much into the tank stuff is simply because of the chromium and the tungsten. And I know we're going to need a lot more of that, and that's the reason why we're building civilian factories, guys. So we can trade for that easy enough. So, I mean, we got an overkill here, frankly, but far more troops here than we actually need to get this job done. I told you guys that from the beginning, though, that we were sending far more units than we needed. We already sunk one of their submarines. All right, awesome. Did we sink anything else out there? This is all getting us some much needed naval experience. Looks like a little bit of a battle here against a surface fleet. It's just their submarines right now, light cruiser, or excuse me, our submarines right now. But they got the light cruiser, 10 destroyers, and a destroyer. Oh, wait a minute, why are those separated? Because these ones are retreating. This guy's staying to fight. That's why. So while all the rest of the fleet is retreating, this one destroyer is staying behind to block their retreat. Wow. I am inspired. Alright, so should get that easy enough, and that should result in a capitulation. We already taken all this here, so it's just Copenhagen at this point. I guess there's that one as well. You can grab it real quick, but they should capitulate here any moment. And yeah, we're done here. So let's go ahead and take these troops, and what we'll want to do is just take them all and bring them over here for now. And then we'll take the troops that are already over here and put them onto this front here. And then we'll probably want to set up... Yeah, that's right. We're going to have some issues here because of the infantry. We'll just go ahead and take all the infantry out now and put them into... Not sure where that other army is. I think I might have gotten rid of them, put them over here. We'll just start a new one here. Bring them over to Hanover. And then we're going to want to bring some light tanks over here, guys, so we can get this invasion done nice and quick. So remember, we get the Belarus one first, so we should put the light tanks over here to go after their victory points. I'll just put them all down this way, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, let's go ahead and take any light tanks that aren't already over here, which currently have 9. It's obviously overkill there, but yeah, we'll probably take more of them, because I think we only have, yeah, 7 over here. And we've already established that we need more tanks in the east than we need over there. So let's go ahead and change that up a little bit. Although that doesn't add up. Yeah, that doesn't add up, because this is 7 and 9, at least 16. So where are the extra tanks assigned? Yeah, there's like 5 over here still. That's what the problem is. So we'll move these guys over here. That'll get us up to 12. That looks pretty solid. And I'm hoping we can get Belarus conquered so quickly that we can just go straight over to Ukraine afterwards before we're ready to declare war on them. Alright, so we did sink 1 destroyer over there. Still in this battle here. You can see our fleet is on the way. Denmark just capitulated. So yeah, we've got our fleet there. We'll see if we can't get somebody sunk. I'm a little surprised our bombers aren't helping out. Yeah, we got the bombers there, but they're not doing anything. So I want to put our planes here, guys, make sure we control that. They'll have 21 fighters, so the 200 we have there is plenty enough, but we could go and put another air wing there too, I suppose. Like, yeah, just take one of these guys and bring them over there to an air base that doesn't have too many planes, so put them right here. So 400 and 400, in fact, we can even add one of these close support over there too. just because. All right, excellent. So remember, we can't actually attack them here until after we're ready to end this war. We can sink all those troop convoys, though. Also, there might be war over here. Let me just see. Is there anybody that we have in our... I guess not. I was going to say, is there anybody that might border them down here? But no. The closest territory we have is there. So, yeah, there's not going to be any conflict over here in the Congo. And I would assume we'd probably give that to Italy. I mean, I guess we could take some territory for ourselves, but it kind of feels like when it comes to the Central Powers, Africa is kind of now the sphere of influence, the domain of the Italians. Yeah, because I mean, like, they already have all this territory sprinkled around throughout Africa. Now, the Germans did formerly have territory in Africa, though, so you could give them this territory here, take it for ourselves. I feel like we're over here already, though. Yeah, I think we just give it to the Italians, more than likely. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that. We do have all these troops kind of moving around here. What we might want to do is just kind of change up our focus here, since we'll have months. Like, it's a month in between getting the war goals here, but then you also have the 3 months before the Ukrainian war goal ends. So what we could do is just have all these troops focused on Belarus. Oh, I didn't realize this was 2 different fronts. That makes sense. And just keep all of your troops over here, since, you know, we don't have our allies involved here. But we will have to pull the subjects in. Austria and Poland, if we want to be able to invade them. But we'll try and keep the Italians out. The problem is, and this is what I was talking about, how it becomes an issue, because there's so many different ways that they can join. You know, I was thinking that maybe they get pulled in when they attack. It seems like that has not happened, at least not yet. But then there's one other way. Once we pull in Poland and Austria, I don't know if subjects can then ask other countries to do the call to arms. You know, obviously a free country like Italy can ask any other country other than a subject in the faction to join the war, but can subjects do that? I'm not entirely sure. You would think no. But again, these are all kind of mechanics that I'm not sure on. I've never played as a subject. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really know how subjects are limited. You would think that they wouldn't be able to bring allies in to the conflict, that they wouldn't have the power to do that. But again, I don't know. So we'll have to see. So hopefully it's not a problem and the Italians don't join, because I don't want them getting any points in this treaty. And what you could do is call Italy in at the last minute if you wanted to give them Congo, because obviously they have to be part of the peace treaty in order to give them any territory. So because of how long it's taking to get these war goals, we're not getting very many wars done in each episode. You know, we're designing tanks and ships and all this stuff, and that takes time, obviously. So yeah, we're not getting a whole lot of these little wars done, unfortunately, in each episode. But hopefully in the next one I can do both of these and then finish off Belgium and then have the peace treaty. That'll be my goal. We'll see if we can get there or not. Hopefully we can get all 3 of them done. And then at that point, we're essentially done with the little countries, guys. We're done picking on all our tiny neighbors, and then we can basically go to war with the French and the British and the Russians. You know, I was waiting to see what Russia would do here with these guys. Clearly they didn't decide to do anything, and they're still in the faction with us. They're still a puppet of Japan, so that's kind of the real shame, what we've been waiting on with them. We can actually see what they're working on now, though. All right, awesome. Our spy's gotten enough intel there to see what they've been doing. And so now there's the question of, will they go to war with Japan? So here, this is kind of like in that direction. So you have the Great Patriotic War of Independence here. I can't click on that, unfortunately. But yeah, it looks like that's how they'll become free. So they still have a couple focuses left to go in order to get there. But technically, I think they can go that route. There's nothing to indicate that they can't get that. As far as other things to work on, I mean, this here could cause a kink in our plan. Yeah, that's a real possibility. If they get that. This is what I was waiting for them to go up for, you know, to attack those former territories like Ukraine and Belarus who have declared independence. Armenia is also free. It looks like there's 2 other ones too. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do there. And then you have Eastern expansion here. that they can go for as well. And they're probably not going to be able to do any of that because they're a subject. Yeah, you got to be fully independent. So can't do any of those. So let's just hope they go this route. That's what we're hoping for. I don't think they can do this one. Yeah, I don't think they can do that one. Yeah, that requires them to be independent. The same thing with this one. So these are mutually exclusive. So if they had gone that route, you can't go this route. That's not the case. So let's hope that that's what they're currently doing right now. That they're going for that and trying to get independence. So let's hope that they declare independence while we do these wars here. And then if they do, to make it more difficult, because so far it's been pretty easy going, we'd probably do both wars at the same time, is what I'm thinking. Attack the French, in which case I assume they join the British faction. So you're fighting the French, the British, and then you attack fascist Russia. And so you have all three wars going at the same time, two separate fronts, just to give us a little bit more of a challenge. But if the Russians are still under Japan, then we'll have to wait. We'll just declare war on France and invade into their territory here. And hopefully they're more powerful than they were before, or they are typically, because at that point it's like 1943. They've had plenty of time to recover from the Civil War, plenty of time to repair and build up their troop numbers. You see they've already been doing that. As far as their division numbers, they have more than we do. Then plus they'll have the assistance of the British. Now we've got the Italians and all our allies as well, so that needs to be included too. But overall, I think division numbers against the French and British should be fairly similar. Because yeah, they both have more troops than Italy and we do. But you know, we do have all our subjects, but they don't have a ton. Some of them don't have any. I feel like it's going to be similar numbers, that they might actually have more troops. I guess you do have Spain though. I forget about Spain. It's going to be like similar numbers, just against the French and the British. So you throw the Russians in there, and all their troops, in which they got a much smaller army as well because of their civil war. But yeah, you throw them in there, and we'll be very much outnumbered in the war. And so that could be kind of fun. Two-front war against the French, British, and the Russians. And yeah, I think that'll be interesting. And then I guess you could declare war on Turkey too if they go fascist in that time. As of right now, they still haven't gone fascist. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. They're working on army training right now. Maybe that's somewhere over here. Not seeing it light up though. I'm not sure where that's at, but yeah, they're clearly not getting it done, man. Oh, you know what? Is that? That's this one here, guys. They're working on a continuous focus. So basically, they're locked out of their focus tree. Something blocked them that they can't go any further. And I'm guessing it's this one here, because they're trying to go after that. Well, that's a democratic route, though, right? I thought we told them to go fascist. I don't know their focus tree enough to say what route that is, but you think it'd be like over here, yeah. This is resulting in fascist, so you'd think they'd go this way. But instead, they went this way. And so because of that, they didn't get fully integrate the bank, which they need to get these, and they need to get those to get this one. So that's where they broke it. Yeah, that's what happened, guys. So they weren't able to get this one, so instead they got this one and then that, or this one or something like that. I don't know what they did, but basically they screwed themselves over. And so they can't go any further. So Turkey will not be going fascist because the AI messed up their focus tree, which is not surprising. AI seems to have a lot of trouble with focus trees sometimes, but particularly with Turkey. They have massive problems with their focus tree. And so Turkey will not be going fascist at all. So they don't really have any justification for attacking them. So there's also really no reason not to just invite them into the faction if they were wanting to join the faction. As of right now, they do not want to join the faction. We could attack them to recover Greek territory for our Greek subjects, I suppose. And then to make them, you know, I mean, they're already not aligned, but to make them a subject at the very least. I guess there's that. That gives you another avenue for attacking the Russians, too. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do about Turkey. Let me know down in the comments below. So that's going to have to be the end of today's episode. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one, and thanks for watching.